Hódmezővásárhely is famous for many things: the thermal spa, the town hall, and its folklore. However, in recent years, it has also begun attracting another kind of tourist. Many visitors now come here for dental treatment at the town's many dental practices. The reason is simple. The same treatment can cost 4 or 5 times more in Western Europe than in Hungary. Many dentists now specialize in treating foreign clients, most of whom come from Ireland, the UK, and Germany. But there are many people that come here for other reasons too. Some visit the local spa and Olympic swimming pool, such as these two Finnish girls here for a couple of weeks of training.
We are in a swimming camp.
The local swimming pool has various hot and cold water pools, and it hosted the European Junior Championship in 2016. In Hódmezővásárhely you will see a mix of buildings, some newer, others from the time of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Back in those days there was a casino here, a theatre, various large hotels, and a major hospital. Some of these still remain, but the casino has now closed down. The main square in front of the town hall is where most of the events and celebrations tend to take place. It is also here where you can see some 19th and early 20th century structures, such as the hotel, the old bank, the post office, and the town hall. In recent years, a lot of money has been spent on renovating the old buildings and laying new pavements and roads. Hódmezővásárhely is now home to many museums, some of which have interesting exhibitions about the region's history. Most of the museums are on the high street and around the main square. There are various cafes and restaurants here, so you can take a break if you get tired of walking or cycling all day. My favorite museum is the local history museum, where I learned many things about the prehistoric people that used to live in this area. Visiting all the museums on the high street will probably take 1 or 2 hours. If afterwards you want a good cafe with a nice cake, I would recommend Szőke Cukrászda. It is on Nagy Sándor utca, just right from the end of the main street. They sell some fantastic cakes here, and the coffees and other drinks are also exceptional, so if you are in town, I would definitely recommend a visit. Once you have finished at the cake shop, head back into the center of town. As you head towards the town center, you will see some huge old socialist tower blocks on Andrássy Avenue. At the end of this street is the Terror House Museum, which explains the town's history during the years of the communist and Nazi terror. If you are interested in life in Hungary during the Cold War, make sure to visit. From here you can head towards Calvin Square, which has a nice fountain and some early 20th century architecture. You will also find an imposing synagogue just next to Calvin Square. There are still regular Friday services here, but only with a handful of worshippers. The town once had a population of almost 1,500 Jews, but since the Holocaust only about 80 has remained. The synagogue was in a terrible state for decades, but the local council decided to renovate it at great expense. The building now looks safe for decades to come, with most of the original ornaments restored. The 2 clocks at the front display the time the train transport departed to Auschwitz from nearby Szeged. Before the transport, the town's 1,500 Jews were crammed into the local brick factory, exposed to the elements. The chandeliers hanging off the ceiling were stored at the town hall in the loft for decades. At the back of the synagogue is now a major Holocaust museum remembering those that fell during the years of terror. The building at the back was the old Jewish school, but it has now been turned into an educational center to teach about the horrors of discrimination and extermination. The exhibition showcases the deportation process and where the town's Jews were collected before being taken off to Auschwitz. One of the most heart-wrenching displays shows children's toys lost in transport. There are also video interviews with some of the survivors who were children at the time. Another section of the museum explains the horrors children had to go through during deportation. Probably the most heartbreaking display is the clothes of children floating over two coffins with a flood of light symbolizing heaven. If you have come to visit on a Sunday, Tuesday or Friday, after the synagogue you can get back on your bike and cycle to the nearby market. The market is the main gathering place for local vegetable and fruit growers, and you can also buy locally made fresh pastries and Hungarian speciality lángos. Even my own mother used to come here to sell her own fruits and vegetables in the early 1990s. I normally go out here early in the day to have breakfast and buy some more food for lunch. The city has a very good cycle network, so if you still have some energy, go for a spin in the forest. These activities should keep you busy for a day or two, so if you are in Hungary, try and make sure to visit Hódmezővásárhely.